The Harmony Tower should have been a beacon of impossible joy. Yet, as anyone stood at its base, all they felt was a discordant hum beneath the cheerful melody. It wasn't that the notes were wrong, but something about their very essence felt hollow. They glanced up at the swirling stained glass, the vibrant colors seeming less a celebration of light and more like a desperate attempt to mask a spreading darkness. Birds took flight from its spires, their calls not joyful trills but panicked shrieks that echoed long after they disappeared into the strangely flat sky. Across the square, the once bustling Everbloom Gardens were a mockery of their name. Flowers wilted mid-blossom, their vibrant hues muted as if reality itself was straining to hold them in existence. A gardener wept not over the loss, but the strange hollowness of their work. It wasn't death they battled, but a lack of will for the blooms to even live. A squirrel sat frozen with an acorn half raised to its mouth, its eyes not those of a startled animal, but reflecting the same bewildering emptiness that haunted the Contrarian's gaze. Whispers coiled through Absurdia like smoke, catching on every flicker of unease. The well was the fearful explanation, though what precisely that meant, no one seemed to know. Someone was usually the wellspring of both knowledge and reassurance. Now, even their stories felt forced, the old magic in their voice replaced by a brittle determination that barely masked a profound unease. The grand clock, once the steady heartbeat of their meticulously structured days, stuttered. Hours bled into each other. A moment could feel like an eternity, while the chime marking a new day came far too quickly, leaving tasks half-finished and a sense that the very rhythm of their lives was fraying. That evening, the Grand Library refused to yield its treasures. Anyone wasn't barred from entry, but the very act of reading seemed broken. Words shimmered on the page, refusing to take on meaning, while the illustrations bled into unsettling, formless shapes that sent a chill down their spine. It wasn't just knowledge that felt corrupted, but the very act of understanding. A moth drawn to the flickering lamplight didn't dance in the glow, but moved in erratic, jerky motions, as if the laws governing its flight were stuttering and uncertain. Sleep, when it finally came, was no refuge. It was a relentless assault by distorted echoes of their own creations. Buildings flickered and moaned, not with the gentle wear of time, but as if the very laws of reality struggled to hold them together. They'd blink, and a window would be gone, a staircase misplaced. It was less a nightmare and more like witnessing their memories curdle, the past itself becoming as unstable as the present. They awoke not with a scream, but a gasp, the phantom taste of oblivion clinging to their tongue. That lingering echo of the well's fury from their previous journey throbbed in dissonant harmony with the instability now seeping into the very heart of Absurdia. Was this their fault? Not just the crisis, but the very way they were. Were they the echo of empty creation the well sought to amplify? To exist in Absurdia was to build, yet all they seemed capable of now was mirroring its slow-motion collapse. Days blurred into a haze of hushed consultations with someone, and even more hushed whispers from the ever-growing crowds of the fearful. Theirs wasn't the face of the resolute hero they longed to be, but a reflection of Absurdia itself, bravely painted with defiance, but unable to mask the decay spreading beneath the bright colors. One bleak dawn amidst a symphony of subtly wrong sounds, the laughter too bright, the footsteps too heavy, a figure stepped from the shadows. At first, anyone's heart soared with a desperate hope. The Contrarian's sharp wit and defiant spirit had been a beacon in their darkest hours. Now, though, he was less a person and more a walking echo of the well's emptiness. Even his movements were off, a jerky, hesitant rhythm that mirrored the way time itself seemed to twitch and stumble. The Contrarian's eyes, normally alight with 1,000 questions, held only a bewildered darkness mirroring the abyss they had been a part of. It shouldn't be like this, he rasped. And the wrongness of the statement wasn't the world's instability, but the utter lack of his usual curiosity. It was as if the well had not just consumed his form, but the very essence that made him him. With painful clarity, the missing piece fell into place. It wasn't just the well's rage they sensed throbbing beneath Absurdia, but the absence of a counterpoint. The Contrarian didn't just pose questions, his very being was one, a doubt-given substance, a sliver of hesitation that had, seemingly, calmed the well's raw hunger for creation. My questions? The Contrarian's voice cracked, not with malice, but a bone-deep weariness. My doubts, they were the only balance it knew. As the sun dipped below the horizon, its fading light seemed to bleed out of the world, leaving only an ever-deepening, hungry grayness. Yet, even in that twilight, a desperate question flickered. Theirs was a world born of creation. Could even a monstrous, warped creation be the key to its own salvation? If you find everything interesting, go ahead and subscribe to Nothing. Don't forget to like something too, and feel free to leave a comment for someone. Really, no one reads them.